Okay, so let's. Woo-hoo-hoo. Okay. Let me see. I think I can do. Oh, this is too much. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yep. Okay. I know he gets so sick of me. I know y'all so sick of me. But you know what? I do what I can. I can what I do, and let's just see if we got it. Okay. I think I ain't gonna be able to see nothing what nobody say. But you know what? The foolery be real. Pretty Tasha saying, yeah, I don't date men with a lot of kids. Yeah, like I say, I don't date. Listen, when I was dating guys, they have these younger kids. Like I said, it's some younger kids. And it's like, my thing would be the attitude of the kids. I gotta see how they act. Because if they act like them kids, the children of the corn, I'm not gonna be able to do it. I'm not gonna be able to do it.
You're gonna be tearing myself up. Hitting me and running.
And then, like I
Calling
say,
me ugly.
and then, like I say, just the fact of like being able to discipline kids. If I can't discipline your kid, and like I say, I took this outside of dating. If you put your kid in my presence, and I can't listen, I can't tell you the last time I done whooped a kid. What have I? Did a little bit. Listen,
I do that now. I don't care if I am dating you or ain't dating you. It takes a village to raise these kids.
Right, but that's what I'm saying.
But
That's what I'm saying. But some people like, oh, I've never whooped my kid. I don't whoop my kid.
You ain't for me. I yell, I scream, and I whoop.
And I say inappropriate things.
Stuff like that.
I don't curse, but I say very inappropriate things.
I think with stuff like that, it's individually. It's the person, kids. And what's most important to me sometimes is the relationship with the ex, the other parent.
Right.
I don't have time for baby mama drama. So if I see baby mama drama, I'm gone. Because on my end, you're not going to get no baby daddy drama. I take care of my end.
And that's the important part. Welcome back to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time. Guys, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot. And J is spelled Jaye for all three. While you're at it, go right around the corner. Boop, boop, boop. Like and follow us at the J Spot Radio on YouTube, and then go to TikTok. Like and follow us there. The J Spot again. J is Jaye. Hey Instagram, we live today on Instagram and YouTube. Hey everybody, hey Facebook. Hey guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. Listen, it's just me.
Hey me.
Sitting next to me, just me. We have esthetician.
Ooh.
Chandler.
Hey.
Mother of a group of cool dudes.
Hey, y'all.
And a little lady.
Missy Woo Woo.
Yes, we got Lady Lotus in the house tonight. How you doing, Lady Lotus?
I'm trying to dry off.
No, you looking
As
like.
soon as I came out that office and hit the streets, it's just purple rained on me. And I'm used to, Team Natural with my curly hair. I don't care. I could get wet. My hair gonna curl up. As soon as I got to the car, my hair was like, but I had a clip in my glove compartment, or y'all would have been seeing me over here halfway Afro-licious, because I had my lunch bowl in front of my head, so this part didn't get touched. But that back was like, I got your bowl in check.
Well, you're looking good. You're looking good. Guys, listen,
hey, y'all.
It's just us. We are up in here, kicking it, hanging out today, talking. Listen.
Bull junkie.
In the flesh. In the flesh. Listen, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you. Grown and Sexy Conversations with Jay. Grown and Sexy Conversation with the J Spot. 30 and up doing us. The real MVP. 180 Real Talk Chicago. Everybody. Pit Life. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for rocking with us. Listen, we are right in the full threshold of Hot Topics. Now, you all, every now and then, there's a celebrity topic that just catches my eye, and I'm just like, just when I thought The bull junkie could not get
any worse.
It does.
They outdo themselves.
But here you go. Okay. Former NBA star Gilbert Arenas, or Uranus, listen, you all don't
take it how you want to take it.
The last name, do not dare, because this will go back to the question we had earlier, correcting grammar and all this other stuff. Listen, okay? So if you know the correct pronunciation, good. Keep it to yourself or take it to the Lord in prayer, but I don't want to hear about it. Gilbert Arenas proposed to his girlfriend with a $400,000 ring. Then they broke up only to get back together 8 days later. They made up and he faked a relationship with her for 4 months so he could switch the ring with a fake ring. She sued him for the ring, the $400,000 ring, and she lost. What do you all think of that? They broke up.
I'm mad he had to fake a whole relationship to swap this ring out, honey. I'm mad about this. Don't come around here with your fake hugs and kisses and your love.
I'm just like, what type of foolishness are we dealing with? Like, that was some, I'm not gonna lie, that's something that a woman definitely, he has to have sisters, because that's, listen, he has to have sisters that told him, listen, let me tell you, this is what you do. Okay, this is what you do right here. Because that's not, listen, no offense, dudes, but you all don't think like that. That's some cunning, conniving stuff that we as women would do. That's not.
His mama probably
or one of his good aunties.
Go ahead and make up with the legal, okay? Mm-hmm. And what I want you to do is you go take this ring. I'm about to go get it right now because it looked just like the one you gave her. Okay, baby, I need you to switch these rings out now, okay? Go ahead, because we don't got time to be playing with her.
Because I told you not to get that expensive ring for her in the first place, but you don't listen, and now look what happened. $400,000. And she sued him, and she lost. But you know what? Now, here's the thing about this. See, this is the bull junkie that I don't like, and this is the bull junkie that's within this. She was black. His fiance was black. See, you all always do this bull junkie. Show me a story where y'all doing this bull junkie to these pink chicks. You see what I'm saying? Make it equal across the board. Look at Lil Jeezy and all the other people. Look at what all the stuff that they going through. They not doing this. And they losing out on way more than the value of a ring. But you gonna pull some punk-ish like this on this sister. I hope when you get with that pink chick, I hope you prenup her up. Because you already know he going to a pink chick.
Half.
You already know he done went to a pink chick. That's why we don't be dealing with these. No, look. You was out there and she did it better and you got mad. That's all that is. I can see the crystal ball right now. You was over there with Crystal with the blue eyes and the implanted behind and the lipo lips. You was over there with her. And your girl saw you, and then she did it better than you, and now you get mad in your feelings. See, I can see all of that. Now, did they say that that's what happened? No, that's not what they said. What happened? But that's how I know. I know things here. That's how it happened. So y'all tell me I'm wrong. But yeah, that was some punk. I think that was some punk-ish to do that to her, because again, look at all the other people. If this is gonna be the standard.
But isn't it if the woman breaks off the engagement, she give the ring back? If the man breaks off the engagement, she keeps the ring. That's the way it's supposed to go.
And so I think the difference is and state to state, every state is different.
I don't think that's a law though. I just think that was
a law.
I don't think it was a law. I thought it was just, like
it's a law.
The way we handle things.
It's a law. And it differs from state to state. So you have to check the state that you're in, that you are, I think it's the state that you guys reside in. And you would have to go according to that state law. But overall, in most states, the wedding ring is not a gift. it's a promise to fulfill an obligation to become somebody's wife. So if that is broken off, then the ring has to be returned because
the engagement ring.
Right. It has to be returned.
That makes no sense because if we get a divorce, you ain't asking for no rings.
Listen, I want it. Well, we're not gonna talk about my pettiness, but you know what? Look. So, but again, it is because again, it wasn't a gift. It was a promise that we're going to. It was like almost a contract. Like, okay, you didn't fulfill your end of the contract. The deal was that you were gonna marry me. So when you decided not to marry me, you made the contract is null and void. So now I get my ring back because the ring was contingent upon you marrying me.
I don't agree. I don't agree. You put a ring on my finger, it's mine. You gave it to me.
My thing is this.
It is a gift. You gave it to me.
I don't
even in those intentions. Now, if we went through this engagement and stuff got hectic and all of this stuff, which I figure before you knew you wanted to get married, you knew one of y'all was crazy or both of y'all was crazy. You knew it.
Fellas, do you all want the ring back if you decide not to get married? If you all, for whoever, doesn't matter whose fault it is, if you decide not to get married, do you want the ring back, or are you one of those dudes? Because some dudes do say, you know what, listen, I gave it to you. So now it becomes a gift.
Right.
I gave it to you. You can keep the ring. But in Missy Pooh's case, he like, listen.
I want my ring back.
I want all this.
And ladies,
back.
Would you give the ring back? I want to know that part. Ladies, would you give it back?
As someone that did not make it to, as somebody that did an abrupt turn from, got right there, I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
Speedy Gonzalez up out of there?
Yes. I'm like, I gave the ring back. Like, I didn't want the ring because, first of all, I don't want nothing to do with, like, nothing. I'm not a holder on to, and that will bring us into our next hot topic. And so we're going to merge the two. The next hot topic would be, when you break up with somebody, do you still keep their pictures? Do you keep the pictures hanging up? Do you keep all the things that they may have given you in the relationship? Do you keep those, with the exception of the kids? You know, we can't send them back. Now, some of us, we may say, you know what, listen, take this car, take these kids, take these stretch marks. You can take, listen, you take these strands of gray hair, you can take all this ish and you
reel
can go.
Reel it back in.
Sorry. That's what I'm telling you, take that, you know. But unfortunately, you know, they can't really take that. So do you still keep the gifts? Do you keep the pictures and things of that nature? So for me, when, you know, I made that abrupt about face, I'm just like, okay, I don't want anything because I just want it to be over with. Like, I want my peace. I want happiness. I want clothes. I don't want to be going back and forth. If it had to go to court, listen, I wasn't trying to do none of that. Here you go. If this is what's gonna make you happy, look, okay, there you go. You got everything you came with, which was just that ring, and then I got everything that I came with, my house, my cars, and all. So I got all of this. So now we're even. But I don't want to have no ring and have you like. For what? Like, if I say it's over with, I don't want you hanging around. I don't want you popping up and, you know, give me that ring. Listen, you all, that just adds all this extra stress of a breakup that does not need to even give it. What are you holding on to it for? Unless it's, listen, and I get it. These rings are valuable. Don't get me wrong. These rings are valuable. But if you've called the wedding off, you have to ask yourself, is it really worth putting yourself in harm's way to keep something that, you know, good and well, rightfully, it does not belong to you? You already done said no. Now, if he cheated,
I was just about to say, I was going to say, for me, it just depends on, you know, why we're calling off the divorce. I mean, not divorce, but why we're calling off the engagement. If it's just mutual agreements that we don't feel like this is going to work out, then here, you know what I'm saying? This is not mine to keep. Now, if you try to call yourself being slick and sneaky and dirty and doing some stuff that makes me feel like, you know what, your true colors just came out, you're trying to sell your little royal oats, and you done put this ring on my finger, you're not getting it back. Man, this ring is going to the pawn shop or back to the jewelry store you got it from, and me and my girls about to have a party on you. We about to pop some bottles. If it's one of them situations where even he feel like, okay, you know what, you're not what I thought you were. I don't want to be here no more. Okay, you want your ring back? Here. I don't I don't look at that in a way of like I don't want to keep it because I don't want to fight you and I don't want to this. Because if you're acting like that anyway, you never was somebody I wanted to be with anyway. Because it shouldn't even be that bad.
Right,
you acting hard up over something that you should have seemed like you never should have invested money in the first place. If you going crazy over a ring, you're breaking up dating people for 4 months. If you didn't have $400,000, you shouldn't have bought the ring in the first place
at all.
Because you're not going to get the $400,000 back. It depreciated when you left the store, baby. So you ain't even going to get all that back. But let's go on to the next topic.
But it's like
about the other things. Keeping people's stuff.
See me, maybe I'm wrong for this, but I get rid of stuff. I don't want no reminders because especially when it's sentimental. I don't want to go back down memory lane. So I'm not trying to look at this and reminisce off the good times that we had together. I'm just not. If I'm trying to get over you, I'm trying to get over you, and I don't want no reminder. So I don't do well with pictures. A lot of times, like with these phones and stuff, if I have pictures, then guess what? I will hide the albums. I hide it. Like I don't have no screenshots. I don't want any reminders of the relationship. I've gotten some valuable stuff. So I will say some stuff I have sold. Okay, let me just say this because because again, like there's no purpose in me holding on to like ring bracelets and promise rings. I almost did a reverse stick my middle finger. What is a promise ring? Had a couple of those. What promised what? Promise to waste my time, promise to get on my nerves, what are you promising to do? Well, Mr. Man in the stove, how much do you promise to give me for this if I give this? That's the so those are the things that I've done. Clothes, so I am a person that will get rid of things.
So I am a person that I want all my stuff back. I want it all back. I want every single thing that I purchased for you. I want it all back. Honey, let me tell you, I had his friend and his girlfriend pull up outside. I want you to go in there and I want you to come up out that house with everything. I said, don't you leave the sheets on your bed. I want all my ish back. Now that's hashtag Team Petty, little young Keisha. I probably was like early 30s at that moment. But I am give me all my stuff back. I am everything that you got in my house is in a shoebox. It's in a box, whatever it is. I'm giving your stuff back, and I want all mine back. And then I'm gonna divvy it out to my boys, or I'm gonna take it to the shelter. I'm gonna do what else? Because I'm a girlfriend who spend my money on my man. That's how I show love. Because I want you to spend money on me. But I want all my stuff back. And then the bad thing is in this instance, I made him bring all that stuff back and left everything sitting in front of his house. Because I really just wanted you to see you ain't without me. Because you ain't had nothing when I came over here. I bought them sheets you sleeping on. All of that. Bring me my watches, my Timbs, bring it all back. As far as like, that was just because it was vindictive. It was bad. You trying to be sneaky. You trying to be sneaky on me. Other than that, I've never really had bad breakups. I don't get rid of pictures of the boys' dad. Like, that's their dad. I want them to see there was a good time. I got an envelope full of the wedding pictures and stuff like that for the boys because those are their memories. I don't want to take their memories away. And I got, I feel like our memories are our memories. And if it's a memory for me, I'm not going to get rid of my memory. It's not about I'm lusting over this person or I remember the good times. It's like I look at it and it's like, dang, I had fun that day, That's me. But as far as items that I spent my hard-earned money on, I want it back. I don't care if you wore it. I want it back.
Listen.
And somebody else gonna reap the benefits because you won't be on your next date with the watch I bought. You won't be going on your next date with them shoes I bought. You won't be sleeping with that heifer on them sheets and them pillows that I bought. No, sir. Say what you want to say. Hashtag team Penny
Now that's
LaBelle.
funny. Now listen, because I had a dude that I was talking to. He said he don't buy women's shoes because he not buying no shoes for them to walk out his life.
I never heard that before. You know, my man wouldn't buy me no shoes. He was like, I am not buying you any shoes because everybody I bought shoes for walked out of my life. Do you know one birthday that man showed up with some shoes? I said, let me know now. You trying to get me to walk out your life? Because you ain't got to buy me shoes. Just let me know it's over. He like, just forget it. We've been here too long now. I'm like, nah, now you buying too many pair of shoes. And you wasn't doing that for about 5 or 6 years.
Man.
I've never heard that before.
And we were not like, even in our relationship. So I'm just like, I didn't understand where that was coming from.
Well, he didn't want you to walk out his life, man.
Well,
you know what them boots was made for.
Well, he didn't have to worry about me walking because I ran. I ran. I backpedaled. Listen, about face. I ran. I'm just like, oh, no, Lord, no.
Who came up with that?
No, this brother right here. Listen, I know I'm one or two that flew over the cuckoo's nest, but him, the whole cuckoo's nest, it shifts from location to location depending on the time of day. 1 minute it's on the south side, the next minute it's on the west. No, sir. The world, listen. It's a psych ward out there with this brother's name. Listen, it's the whole ward, not just the room, the whole ward dedicated to this brother. So I'm just like, listen, you know, just gotta
take flight when you gotta take flight.
But I never took nothing back. I just, when it's over, I'm like,
baby, if you don't bring me my stuff, I'll set your house on fire.
Because I'm like, when it's over,
and when it's over, it's over.
I'm just tired. Like, I just don't want to do. And me, if I keep stuff, I know the thing that comes in my mind, Minnie Riperton, back down. The pay is down. See, I don't want to see that.
I don't think about people like that. I got a coffee cup right now somebody bought me. I think about that coffee cup. It's a coffee cup. It's cute. I like my coffee cup. I ain't throwing my coffee cup away because you was an idiot.
Now, I will say this. I do have a pillow that he got me, and it was a very comfortable pillow. And I still, but that was.
But you ain't laying on that pillow like, oh, I miss it.
But immediately, but I would say immediately, like once we broke up, I couldn't lay on it. It took me a while, but I was not gonna get because I had never found another pillow like that before.
Pillow.
So now it doesn't matter. But initially it did. So I just packed it away until one day I was like, oh, I remember this now. Oh yeah, now I remember. I did one of those moves. But then I was okay at that point. But when it being in my feelings part, please, I don't want nothing. As far as pictures. Again, I hide pictures. Like, I don't, like, because again, if we not together, I don't want to be scrolling through my pictures.
If you in my phone, man. You get deleted out my phone. Now, on social media, it just depends on what type of picture it is, but I don't have time to be going through social media trying to delete every memory.
See, I don't have any dudes on my social media, so that's what
I like checking it. You know, I like hanging out at club.
I do. That type of stuff, but like a relationship, I like to keep my ships. Because listen, when I'm going through my heartbreak, I want to go through my heartbreak in private. I don't need a whole listen. Okay,
I delete them pictures so quick. Don't nobody care. They don't even know them pictures is there.
I know that they're there. I just want to be in my feelings by myself. So then when I have to post the other person,
I'm probably gonna go on social media and tell you, well, that didn't work out, y'all. On to the next one, like Jay-Z said.
But I don't want to be doing that. So I just want to keep my heartbreaks to myself. But like I said, I've always been like that. Like pictures, like what my son's father. Like now those I saved those because those again, that's your father. You need to have pictures all that. But as far as us, what my face don't got to be up in there.
You know my graduation picture, girl. You know how our picture used to be. You could just wet it. And I wet my little finger, and every time I pull out that graduation picture, is him me, my auntie, and my mama, and his little face gone. And every time I look at that picture, I be like, you are so wrong because this was your graduation day. And now every time you look at this picture, you got to remember how much you hated him opposed to how beautiful that day was that I graduated from high school.
See, but like, so if there's no special memories attached to it, like just random old relationship pictures,
Yeah, them gone.
like I don't need those. Like if there's no reason like I should have those pictures, like I'm like I don't like unless they like old and all of this stuff. With since if we made it from where my last place to where I am now, whatever is packed up in that picture thing, then okay, it's been sitting in the land of foreverness. Yeah. So ain't no telling what's up in there.
I got a big old tote of land of foreverness. They don't tell them what's in that tote.
But this overall just pictures and hanging up and stuff,
You coming out, man, I probably throw them pictures off the wall and put them in a bucket and burn them in that bucket. I like to burn things, y'all.
I just, like I said, I like to sell stuff and just get rid of stuff and just so that I can feel at peace. And like I said, now there have been some, quite a few expensive items that I've had, listen, you ain't finna shuck and jive me with this. So we going to do this right or I hold on to it. So I do have a few of those, but it's out of sight, out of mind. But if I think, man, I'm a little light on cash, I may go back down and come up on that offer. If I ever got those one of the situations, then, got about $50 worth of stuff I can go ahead on and take down yonder. But for the most part, I like clean breaks. I don't want, listen, what we going back and forth for? I don't want to do it. Like, I want you to move on, live your best life, and I live my best life. And like I say, for me, I say, listen, today's me is easy to break up with. Very easy.
Ooh, because young me, baby.
I don't have the energy.
You breaking up with who? You going where? What Rudy say? It ain't over till I say it's over.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm just like, I don't even have the energy for it. I'm just like, what you want me to do? Raise my voice?
Just let me know. I feel like just let me go. Don't block my king from coming and finding me. Don't block my husband from finding me because you just want to sit here because you don't know how to break up. If I am not your cup of tea no more, pour me out.
And you know what? And that's so real right there, Lady Lotus. Like, people are not saying that. Like, okay, it's okay to break up.
I don't want to hurt his feelings. I don't want to break her heart. You already breaking somebody's heart and hurting their feelings just by staying with them when you don't want to be with them. Especially if you don't have any kids tying you to this person. I'm not even one of them people that feel like we should stay together because of a kid. Through my years, I've understood why people do it. But I've also seen the effects of you waiting until your kids turn 18 to break up and move out. And now they're 18 years old trying to figure out why did my family just fall apart.
Or what you've instilled in them is nothing but toxic crap. So now you've waited till they're 18 to break up, and now they watch your toxic marriage. So now this is what they take into their lives.
Wasn't even toxic. I kid you not. I went to go visit and everything was peaches and cream. Husband and wife kissing. Husband leaving, go to work. We hanging out, and I went back for another visit, and the family was gone.
Yeah, I've seen the situation like that too.
I was traumatized. Like, I didn't know something was wrong. And it's like you put on these airs. I think I'd rather my kids see me stay in a toxic place than sit up here and fake the funk of being happy. Because how could you deal with my mom and my dad were so happy. I never saw them argue. Why are they breaking up? Is it over me? Did I do? We always internalize our parents on us. What did I do? If y'all ain't happy, sit them kids down. They not as young and dumb as you think they are. Because I done did with man, look, your daddy get them a nerve. And I don't think this going to work out. I did not use those words, y'all. I was a lot nicer. But I don't think this working out. And we're just going to leave.
Because we are two different places in our lives.
And y'all deserve better than this.
Absolutely.
He love you. I love you. But we ain't meshing. We gotta let this go. I'd rather be honest with my kids and teach them honesty than teach them being deceitful and lying and hiding.
And speaking of meshing, and being honest, tonight, you all, we're talking about financial compatibility. Look, my tongue was ready to go get over here and get some of that coffee. Financial compatibility. This is, guys, a huge component in relationships and marriages that we don't really spend a lot of time talking about this. We don't. As long as it's all good in the chandelier area, baby, baby. As long as that part is good, we figure like everything else can go with the flow. We gonna go with the flow with everything else. But this is one of those things that this is a huge reason why a lot of people are divorcing, a lot of people are splitting up because financially they're not compatible. Now, Jay, what does that mean? What does being financially compatible mean? According to an online source, being financially compatible is being able to find a common ground for your finances. Your finances. See, being financially compatible, listen, y'all may not agree with me on this, but let the church say amen, is just as important as being sexually compatible. You have to. You cannot let this part of the relationship just fall by the wayside, or we just deal with it when we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. This too big. This too big of a component. This, listen, if we really want to break it down, our finances, it really is a bigger part. It's bigger than the sexual compatibility. It's bigger than the sexuality because we spend most of our time living our life with our clothes on. Most of us do. And that sexual part, if you lucky to get it in a few times a week, you know, so if you really look at it, but every other aspect of our lives reflects around our finances. So finances, that's a huge deal that we definitely have to focus on. But when you have someone that is a spender, say for instance, versus somebody that is more conservative, I'm gonna say conservative, with their finances, sometimes that could cause a wedge because you got somebody that all the latest things, all the latest trends and the gadgets, this one person, they have to have it. Now they're buying it for you, they're buying it for themselves, they're buying it for everybody in the household. But then you have that conservative person that says, well, do we really need to have all of the latest phones every time a phone comes out? Do we have to have all of the latest gadgets? Do we have to have all of the latest gym shoes as soon as all the latest purses, all the latest this? That could be a problem because some people just gotta have it versus the person that says, okay, well, listen, maybe let's take that and invest it somewhere. Baby, before you even get the rest of the sentence out, they done stroked out.
You want to do what you want to do. See, I feel like when it comes to the finance in that relationship, I feel like there's an umbrella. And in the part of that umbrella over here where I'm at, I get an allowance. And I'm going to do what the heck I want to do with my allowance. You ain't going to tell me what to do with it. And if I want to buy, whatever I want to buy, that's what I'm going to buy. And you have your allowance. And in the middle of our umbrella that's holding everything together, we have where all our money go. Your bills is coming out of one, we saving in one, we investing in one, but we both got our little pieces of that's supposed to come to us. Now, if I just spent all my money, that's on me. I can't go back into the bank account and get something because I spent all my money and I forgot to put gas in my car or whatever the case may be. That's on me. And that's that big financial part I feel like we don't talk about how are we going to make this two incomes one income. does it matter if she make more money than you or he make more money? How do we bring these two things together, no matter who make more, so we can put them where they need to go? And you have to understand that whatever yours is yours, but when it's gone, don't come back over here. You'll get your other part.
But how realistic is that when you say when yours is gone, that's it? Like
That's no difference than if you was by yourself. If you spent up all your money, then what happened?
because they over there still spending and they having a good time, and I'm just sitting over here. I'm looking.
But that's your
I can't do nothing.
But that's your problem because you spent your money. That's no difference as if you was dating this person and they at their house with their money and they doing what they want to do with their money, and you over here at your house with your money and you done spent it all up, but they not. So now you watching your man done went and bought him some new shoes and this and that, and you can't have it. You spent.
And I think that's different when, because I'm not sure for me, when in that particular example and scenario, I wouldn't think like that because I'm not sure responsibility. So we're separate. So we're just dating. We're single. We're dating. So for me, I don't feel like I'm my guy's responsibility when I'm single. I'm not. That's just how I see it.
Right, but I'm not saying it in that way of he's your responsibility. It's still that separation.
But right, but so whatever he's doing, that's on him.
If I spent up all my money just because we live in the same household, it's that saying that compatibility of this person is frugal and this person is not. If I'm the person who is the spender and I'm not the frugal one, I expect for the person who's handling the finances, don't just keep giving me money because I messed up money.
Well, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I would see, like, if I'm living in the same house and then your stuff is still your stuff and then my stuff is still...
I ain't saying it.
I ain't gonna look.
I said your allowance. Your
what
car.
Is, I don't know. What is an allowance? I've never had an allowance, I don't know.
I don't know what technical words you want to use it. I look at it like this, okay? Both paychecks go to a main account, right? Okay. So within that main account, you know how you got your 10% go over here, you pay yourself your 10%. Your 10% that got paid to you is your 10%. His 10% that got paid to him is his 10%. Those two 10% have nothing to do with car notes, the light bill, the gas bill, because our savings and everything is coming out of that big account. And that big account, we don't touch it.
So what if one of the people... And this is where a lot of the issues come in at, is because there is no big account. It's just,
but that's my visualization of that's how it is. When it's that this my account and this your account, that's when them problems arise because we're not coming together as one. We came together as one to lay in the bed next to each other. We came together as one to get married and have all these things, and we sharing all these bills and all of this. 2 incomes, 3, 4, 5 incomes is better than one. Just throw all the money in one pot. It look better to see $7,000 a month than $350 a month.
So at what point in a relationship should money, credit, and home ownership be discussed? Like at what point, like if you know you're single and you're dating, at what point should this be discussed? Like
that's discussed at the moment I feel like you the one. Because at that moment of saying, man, he's dope, I think this the one. We gotta start having them serious conversations now.
And it's like, the thing is, me personally, like credit, to me, I like to talk about that way before I feel like you're the one. Because for me, it could be a deal breaker. Because if I'm looking to build, and if your credit is not where it needs to be, that could be a hindrance because I know what it is that I'm looking forward to doing. I'm like, I know what I'm doing by myself, but oh, god dog it, I got another me credit. Why? Oh snap, we finna baby. Listen, but if you are on the challenge side, I would have to, like, man, his credit only 5. Ooh, child, Lord, what? At least in the beginning, I can start wrapping my head around if I want to be a problem solver and I want to start helping you build just to get your credit together. Because here's the thing. even if we don't work out, you will always be able to say, man, she helped me fix my credit. She made me better than I was before I met her. Because I'm going to leave some type of imprint on you. So maybe it wasn't for us to get together. Maybe being together forever is not in our future. But at least I would rather start talking about that in the beginning and start throwing some little tips your way so that you can start working on that. So in the event, one day you just put the schlong dong, just knock me out of my brain. And now I'm like, oh, God, I'm ready. At least now for me, in my thinking, at least your credit is not going to be holding us back because we've already started working on that. So now we can start talking about building some stuff. But I'm like, I don't want to be building some stuff over here and then get with you and I can't.
I still think it's that line of saying what is dating and what is this and what is that. Because if I say I see something with you, I still ain't slept with you yet. All those things are still early on for me. I want to get to know you. I want to see how you are with other women. How are you with your parents? How are you with little kids? You know, when you see a little kid walking down the street, do you want to trip it? You know, when you see dogs, is you running? Things like that. Like, I like the dating aspect of things.
I do too.
I'm not going to sit up here on a first or second date, get to talking about money. That's just me.
Man, I am.
On that, maybe, because
right
I don't need to talk about money with you if I don't like you like that.
But it's not talking about, so it's not really money. It's building.
But even in building, if I don't like you, if I don't even know if I like you like that, I'm wasting my energy and my time trying to go down this checklist of my checklist this early in the game.
See, I don't feel like that.
I'm looking at, you know, those personality traits and chemistry and things like that, just to say, because you could go out with somebody for about 4 or 5 dates and be like, you know what? When we first met, it was cool, but you got these little ticks and these little things that you do that I don't really like, and I think we should stop this right here.
Right.
So I don't need to have certain conversations with you before either one of us really even know, do I like you like that?
I'm gonna need to, for me, I need to, because that's gonna determine how far I'm going to like you. That I'm just being at this point in the game, like, it's important to me. So I'm just like, because I know how I think and I know what my values are and I know what's important to me. And yes, chemistry and all that other ish is important. But just like I say, right up there with chemistry, is sexual chemistry, is financial chemistry. They hand in hand.
They go hand in hand, but they still further down the line, because you ain't gonna touch me for a little while.
Again,
if you touch me too soon, I already know we ain't about to be doing nothing.
Listen, we got that compatibility part again. I just feel like, you know, again, who's to say that we are going to be together forever? But if I can leave something, and this be me.
I understand.
If I can leave something on your mind on how to put yourself in a better position, why would I not? I know I'm the ish. So when I come into your life, my goal is to help make you better. We may not last on a relationship tip, but man, she did tell me this, she did tell me that. Guess who you gonna always remember? Me. I had somebody to tell me I got them doing the detoxing, and he's like, man, ever since you told me about doing this detox, I've done this detox. I've been doing this detoxing for years. Guess who comes up? He's like, man, I thank you so much for telling me about this. This changed my life. Are we together? No, he's married.
But
it's just like, for me, that's how I think, like, what's wrong with sharing information that you know? Don't mean that I'm gonna walk and hold your hand, but hopefully you know that this is something that you need to work on. If you decide to get married, this is something that you need to work on sooner rather than later.
I get that and I understand that, but when you're saying, when do we talk about this? to me, something like that is levels to it. To me, that ain't level 1 and level 2.
I
That's
can't
just
listen.
me.
I can't get sexually attracted unless I feel financially
I should
secure.
have been
I just
sexually
can't.
attracted when I first saw you. Your energy should have just sucked me in. It doesn't mean that I'm gonna do
And
it,
then we get to talking
but
about your FICO score and we
those
can't
little
live in no
things
good
like
place. I'm
that.
not gonna be able to do it.
Cause I don't want to hear, oh yeah, I got an 800 credit score, and I got this and I got that, and then I'm steady getting to know you, and it's like, oh, that's all you got going on for you is that $800.
It could definitely
Cause I ain't
lead
about
to
to
that.
tell you all my business in the beginning, so
But
you don't need to know
again, it's
mine.
nothing. It doesn't have to be specific. But we gon' like I say, for me, it's just a conversation.
It's a small conversation of how do you handle your things. I get that.
So now, what about if a person with good money management skills and their success? Can they have a successful relationship with somebody that has poor money management skills? Because again, you could have somebody that likes to travel all the time, and then you got this person saying, "Well, you know what? Listen, I don't think right now we can't travel right now because listen, it's some other things right here that we need to be investing in to build that's going to, let's say, maybe for our retirement." But you got the one with the poor money management skills. They want, no, I believe in doing this and I want to do that. I was doing it when I was single, so I still want to afford to be able to do it now that I'm married. But your spouse, the money management person, they're like, listen, we need to do this and we need to do that so that we can be here in 5 years, so that we can be here in 10 years. Can that type of relationship or marriage work if you got the one person that's wanting to save and they trying to stick to the plan, but you got the free spirit spender? Can those two people work?
If they could compromise in the middle, they can. It doesn't, to me, everything isn't just because we're not the same, it doesn't work. There's a balance. And if you're speaking on, it's her that's the traveler, and
no, it does.
But I'm gonna just say, let's do it. Let's flip it. He's the spender, and she's the
saver.
The saver. If he could compromise and feel like, okay, I don't gotta take as many vacations as I did. Okay, we're gonna take a little bit of money. I understand that you're saying we need to enjoy life. We gonna find that middle median and say, this is what we're gonna do, and we stick to that. That's that further conversation. Conversation got to keep going. It can't just.
No, they're in a relationship. This is a relationship.
If they're in a relationship, we still got to keep the communication going. We can't just stop talking and saying, well, I want to do this with my money, but you want to save the money, because that's where the split gonna come in. And we got to talk about it, and we got to compromise.
But again, and see, that's why I say we talk about it and we compromise, but those are things that should be talked about, like I say, in the beginning, like we're moving in. So now, because again, it could cause a split. And here's why.
I feel like, before you do that, I still feel like it causes a split because of non-communication.
According to an online source, the lack of finances is not what causes a couple's divorce, but the lack of financial compatibility. Meaning, if you put a spender and a saver together, that couple is likely to have issues in their relationships unless they can find some common ground. And that often comes to talking about it again up front. But just because you talk about it once doesn't mean that it's just a one-time conversation. This is a conversation that continues on and on, because here's the deal. Let's be honest. The lack of money and bad credit can have an effect on your relationship. It can have an effect on your marriage because it affects where you live. It affects where your kids go to school. It affects so much stuff. And it's just like, we often just minimize how much that this affects us. You could be doing good as a single person, then you got your stuff together. But if you get attached to somebody, so like for me, listen, this guy had so much stuff on his name, his credit years ago. I'm just like, so I'm thinking, I knew that up front. So me being the thinker and the strategizer, I'm coming up with a game. Okay, got it. I got a game plan. man, it's gonna be tight. But if we going forward in this we thing, we can do this, and this, and by this time you'll be out of that. And now we can build from there. But now I'm just like, I'm not even willing to. That was 7 years, a 7-year game plan that I would have had to be on for a we, opposed to me by myself. I'm good. I can move by myself. But when you get married, listen, now it's we. They credit, your credit, partner it up. Listen, if you want to double what you're doing, well, what if he can get a house. Her credit ain't good. She can't even go on the loan for the house, or she can't even get a loan for her another piece of property, which will be both of their properties. Because, this is just a little tip you all that I learned. Married couples, and you got to take my advice, talk to your CPA, talk to, whoever do your taxes, whoever you get your tax advice from. But to have property, a married couple, don't go on the loan together. Yeah, going on the loan does not make you the owner of the house. Going on the deed is what makes you the owner of the house. So when you go on the deed, that's what you do. But each of you all should get a house in your separate names, get a home loan, and then you both go on a deed. So guess what? Now y'all got 2 pieces of property. But if their credit is not good and up to par, you can't do that. So all I'm saying is, when we think about going forward, let's not leave out how important being financially compatible is. Let's not wait until we're in love to have these discussions. Again, we don't have to get all in depth with it, but at least we got to see where is a person starting from. So if you decide like, okay, man, I do love him, I do love her, I feel like we can go forward, this is something that we can build upon. But if you wait till you fall in love, you find out he got a 480 credit score and a $500,000 restitution, and he owed back child support, then what you gonna do? Now you're gonna be mad because you in love, but his credit is jacked up. So now you can't move. Y'all can't build. Or she got all these parking tickets and she done went to beauty school and all this and that, and ain't doing nothing. Think about it. Guys, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, you all go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot. And J is spelled Jaye for all 3. While you're at it, do me a favor, go to YouTube, like and follow us there, the J Spot Radio. Go to TikTok and like and follow us there, the J Spot, Jaye.
Hit the notification bell.
Absolutely. Until next time, you all take care of yourselves and each other. Good night, you guys. Good night. 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 Baby, you're good night. Good night, you guys. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night, guys. Good night.